Thought I'd talk about Metronome today, and just ways to use it to be more useful for you. I think that a lot of guitar players use metronomes, maybe other instruments too, in kind of a weird way. It's useful this way, but it's sort of is not the most useful way to use it. How many times can I say use? Anyway, what I hear a lot of people do or see a lot of people do is something like, oh, I'm gonna work on this lick or something that I'm working on. So right, and then they're like, okay, I could do that at 102 BPM. Now let me try it at 110 or whatever. Right, so you're just constantly using it as sort of a way to build up your technique. And while that's useful to do that, and actually is, when people say working with a metronome to like improve your time or whatever, they're not talking about that, because what ends up happening is you're more focused on just getting your fingers in the right place. You're not really thinking about time as much. So what I think is important to do is to actually learn how to groove with a metronome, and then and try it in sort of different ways. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that I might use it. Or so I'm going to do the same kind of groove against some different metronomes settings, because where the click is depends on how your feel is. So you kind of want to learn how to like be with right on the beat or in front, behind, all these kind of things, but like using it as sort of in the pocket. And if you can sound good with the metronome clicking away, then it's probably going to sound good without the metronome clicking away, because metronomes are sort of annoying, right? So let's say I had this 120 beat thing and I just do this groove, you just get good at like grooving with the metronome. Right? So that's kind of thing. So that's on quarter notes. You could also put it like on the 2 and 4, and it can kind of change your feel. So if I do the same thing, go half tempo here, so it's now 60 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4. Or what about 30 beats per minute? So we do this every other 2, or I'm sorry, just the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Kind of changes the feel. And then another, double that, right? Instead of 120, how about 240? So now we're going to think, now we have clicks on the, sorry. on the eighth note kind of thing, right? Right? So each one of those gives you a sort of a different feel. You get to learn how that feels and try to get in the pocket of it. So if you're only using the metronome right now to sort of work on your technique and improve it, you're only really touching just barely any of the real value, I think, in the metronome. And it's really just learning how to like play against it, to feel it, feel your lines, whatever. And I was doing, sort of a bluesy thing there or whatever, but it could be whatever kind of groove you're trying to go for. We could talk about that more, and even like legato-y things and all these other things, where you're just feeling it, not so much as a technique thing. Don't worry about the technique of it. Really just trying to like sit in the pocket of that thing. So hopefully that was useful and helpful, and maybe gives you something else to try. And if you haven't, definitely try messing around with the metronome. A lot of people just practice with 2 and 4, or just on quarter notes. But try every second beat, or every third beat, or every fourth beat. Try with the eighth note stuff. I think all of it really helps. It's also fun, I think. So, all right, till next time.